Today we're going to review the original Universes Beyond set in Magic the Gathering, Arabian Nights. It was actually brought up by one of our users. Hey, we've never reviewed Arabian Nights. All right, we're going back to the days of Aladdin. We're going to start off with Juzam Djinn. This is, you might not be able to see it because of the print quality, but this is a 4-mana 5/5 Djinn. Juzam Djinn does 1 damage to you during your upkeep. This card is aged like sour milk. It's terrible. Back then, it was outrageously powerful. I mean, I guess it could completely outclass a Sarah Angel. Can basically trade with at least trade with a Shivan Dragon. And yeah, it was worth 4 mana. Get Swamp, Dark Ritual, turn 1 Juzam Djinn, or turn 2 Juzam Djinn. And I think the card is still very powerful in some of those niche formats. It was like 93, 94 formats, but today, like, what? 5/5 creature for 4 mana? Well, what else do you have to offer here? Because, like, you know, we get green has unbelievable creatures at 3 mana. So it's not like this 5/5 is doing anything by today's standards. So Juzam is really good in the old school format. It was good back then, but only if you stay back then. This set is like 80 cards. I know, we got to milk every single one of them, and some got culturally banned. They got banned for some reason. All right, next, we're going to look at John Loves Oubliette. That's a card, actually, that did age well, weirdly. Not to mention they changed what this card did a million times, but I believe that how it works today is spiritually accurate to how it worked before. For 3 mana, this was an enchantment. Select a creature in play when Oubliette is cast. That creature is considered out of play as long as Oubliette is in play. Hence, the creature cannot be the target of spells or target of spells and cannot receive damage. Use special powers, attack or defend. I love that. Special powers. Never. I don't. Someone correct me. Does the game ever acknowledge that some particular creature has special powers? It's not like it says special powers do this, like they have on like Pokemon cards. You know, the abilities are just on the abilities. They aren't called special powers. Okay, all counters and enchantments on the creature remain, but are also out of play. And if Oubliette is removed, creature returns to play tapped. It's such a weird card. So I mean, when you read it, like, now that we understand what phasing does, this actually makes a whole lot of sense. They phased the card out, phased out with all the enchantments on top of it, and it just comes to play tap for some stupid reason. For reasons we won't know, but people love this card. There are some cards that reference cards without any abilities. Well, that's fine, because we understand that if the card is blank, then it has no abilities, right? Why does Oubliette phase things now? Because that's basically what it did back then. So it specifically said the creature's out of play, but it keeps the enchantments that's on top of it. That is something specific to phasing, because if you were to just exile the creature, all the enchantments fall off. But Oubliette very specifically says it keeps all the enchantments, and that's actually how phasing works. As strange or as weird as that sounds. So actually, they made a mechanic deeper into the future that made Oubliette actually work as originally designed. Just look how to play tap that creature as it phases in this way. Whatever. We got Mappius with Ali from Cairo. Okay, I spelled Ali. Let's say Ali. No, oh, it's with C, right? I think it's Ali. Cairo's with a C. There we go. Ali. 4 mana, 0/1 human. Damage that would reduce your life total less than 1, reduces it to 1 instead. You know what? I don't know if this card is particularly great. It's basically like a worship, right? Isn't it just worship? It's worship on a creature, except you only need 1 creature in play, the Ali from Cairo. And if the Ali from Cairo dies, well, maybe you're gonna end up dying. I think the card is neat. I'll have to admit, it's probably pretty weak by today's standards, because it's just easy as just shoot this thing down. You shoot down Ali from Cairo, then you can shoot you down, and that's it. Too expensive and soft these days. I think the effect is very unique. Yeah, I have no doubt. I have no delusions about how weak this card is, or how vulnerable. It's not a weak card. It's got potential, right? Just have to give it indestructible and hex proof and all the other things custom Magic the Gathering players love to put on their own cards. I'm sure it's fine. Who plays removal anyway? Actually, that's super true in Commander. There's a lot of people who are like, removal, why would I want to do that? It's like, destroy everything or destroy nothing. Okay, nah, it's crazy thinking about how much art improved over the last 32 years in Magic. You might argue that they have some of the better original art. I mean, it's a very different style now. It's a very, very different style. I would say it sort of went up with the Arabian Nights and then it crashed afterwards. And then it came back up. Now they've got, the art in Magic the Gathering is very standardized. I have nothing against the new art, though. The Alley is holding a Mox Emerald. When Alley from Cairo enters the battlefield, should come into play with a Mox Emerald token. Shouldn't they do that? They should do that. They should have like certain merchant creature cards come into play with like a Black Lotus, a Mox Jet. That makes some sense. Like, what, 4 mana, get a Mox Emerald? I don't think that's broken at all. Okay, moving on with El Winter, Pyramids. By the way, I was like, there's so much desert music soundtracks out there, but I just don't own anything. It's unfortunate. I just don't own any stuff like that, so we gotta make do with what we got here. Okay, Pyramids, 6 mana, Poly Artifacts. Can't remember what that meant. Choose one, destroy. I can't remember what Poly Artifact meant. Okay, for 2 mana, prevent a land from being destroyed or removes an enchantment from any land. That sounds completely useless. Prevent a land from being destroyed. So, okay, I mean, I guess you could play Armageddon and save some of your lands. And then, like, what am I going to remove from a land? What on earth is the Oracle text here? Choose one. Destroy target aura attached to a land, and the next time target land would be destroyed this turn, remove all damage marked on it. The next time a land would be destroyed this turn, remove all damage. So hold on, well, it only affects like the creature lands. So if the creature takes lethal damage, it doesn't die, but it actually doesn't protect a land from like Armageddon, or what's it called? Armageddon, Stone Rain, Pillage. Doctarian says Poly Artifact means you can keep using it as long as you have mana. Ah, I see. The Poly Artifact does not tap. Yeah, it suddenly got a lot worse. It doesn't look like that, like when you're reading it. It's downright awful, actually. Do you know what? We can give it the Titanic sound effect. No, it also works against all other destruction effects. Does it? Next time target land would be destroyed this turn. Remove all damage. Oh, I see. So, okay, hold on. Why did they word it that way? It's worded so botched up. You know what I mean? Next time a land would be destroyed. Like, hold on. So what happens when you Stone Rain this thing? There's nothing in Gatherer here. It replaces the destruction by removing all damage. There is no damage, but the destruction still does not take place. All right, thanks for actually clearing that up. It just sounds like, okay, you're going to get destroyed anyway. For as long as it sounds like it's just reversing damage. This is ancient, so everything is going to be super expensive, right? Not necessarily, actually. There are some effects in... Back then, things are outrageously expensive or outrageously cheap. And we're going to move on to... Oh, John has a super chat. Serendip Dejin. Pretty garbage. I don't doubt it. 4 mana for Dejin, flying. During your upkeep, you must choose one of your own lands, and you have to destroy it! If you destroy an island in this manner, Serendip Dejin does 3 damage to you. Serendip Dejin is destroyed immediately. If at any time you have no land in play. Well, you're not helping me here, Serendip Dejin, but here's the good news. This card can actually stand up to a what's it called? The big Djinn. Where's the big Djinn? Oh, here, there it is. Juzam Djinn. All right, you 5/5. What are you gonna do against a 5/6? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Serendip combos with pyramids. Pay to prevent the destruction. No, actually, do you know what? They errated this. There's no combo. Okay, now this they errated. This I understand perfectly. You have to, at the beginning of your upkeep, sack a land. What? Oh my god, this is every turn? This creature deals 3 damage to you? That's terrible. I didn't catch that. Yeah, it even says it during your upkeep. Anyway, you can't destroy the land. You have to sacrifice the land. If you sacrifice the land, you get no land. It's not being destroyed. Next up, Toilet Dog with oh my god, Shahrazad. One of the most fun cards ever. Well, fun is very, you know, it's a matter of perception. It's, you know, okay, so white sorcery, players must leave the game in progress as it is, and use the cards left in their libraries as decks with which to play a subgame of Magic. When the subgame is over, players shuffle these cards, return them to their libraries, and resume the game in progress with any loser of the subgame having his or her remaining life points rounded down. Effects that prevent damage may not be used to counter this loss of life. The subgame has no ante. Using less than 40 cards may be necessary. You know what's so interesting is that Richard Garfield said that this was one of his favorite cards, if not his most favorite card. Yeah, exactly. We're on the same page here, Pabno. If nothing, because you could play, like, there was no limit on, you know, how many cards you can have in your deck. I mean, there still isn't. So you could play a 200-card deck with a bunch of Shahrazads and just keep going into sub-games and get to a point where your opponents cannot even win the sub-games because there's no cards left in their deck. And so they keep I think something to that effect. And then they lose a bunch of sub games, so they lose half their life points. I can't remember how you win the game though. But you just keep going into sub games. They can't win infinite sub games. They lose the half the. They lose half their life rounded up. Not cumulative upkeep. Cyclone. All right, let's take a look at Cyclone. What is Magic? What is this comment? What is Magic? Never heard of that game. This is the original Cyclone? Alright, Cyclone. 4 mana, enchantment. Put 1 chip on Cyclone each round during your upkeep, then pay green for each chip or discard Cyclone. If not discarded, Cyclone immediately does 1 damage per chip to each player and each creature in play. You know, I imagine it's got to be some sort of game or game show to, how do I put it? Interpret old cards. Like, like if you put a gun to my head, I can't tell you exactly how this card works by today's standards. No shot. I don't know what this thing does. Okay, at the beginning of your upkeep, put a wind counter on this enchantment. Then sack this enchantment unless you pay green for each wind counter on it. Oh, it is cumulative upkeep. If you pay, this enchantment deals damage equal to its number of wind counters on it to each creature and each player. Oh! So it's like cumulative upkeep that you actually benefit from. You want more counters on this thing, I guess to some degree. It's a very funny card. Yeah, back when they had no idea how to template a damn thing. No idea whatsoever. So, that's just how it was, though, back then. Okay, well, next we got Fireburn with the Super Chat. I would argue that Arabian Nights isn't Universes Beyond because MTG was still trying to carve out its identity and was still trying to define itself. Merfolk are loved. Thank you very much, Fireburn. Well, I mean, we look back at this set like it was a virtual Universes Beyond at the time. Ella says, I'm British. Do I put my fish and chips on it? What the hell? You mean the Cyclone? Oh, the chips. Your chips. Yeah, chips are fries. Which doesn't make much sense, but whatever. It makes sense. It makes sense to them as they live in their flat and watch the telly. Okay, next. Okay, we're donating the super chat to David Sampson. Metamorphosis. Is low-key good? Is that... Wow, it actually came from Arabian Nights. I had no idea. Green sorcery. Sacrifice a creature of yours in play for an amount of mana equal to its casting cost +1. Okay, this mana can be of any one color and can only be used to summon creatures. For an amount of mana equal to its casting cost. Oh, I see. So basically, we replaced the green with at least a colorless. Mana can be used of any one color. Interesting. It's terrible though. This is all. This is backbreaking. Sacrificing a creature in play that ideally I spent like 4 or 5 mana on, so I can cast another card that costs like 4 or 5 mana. It's a sorcery food chain. It's worse than sorcery food chain. You don't get it again. It's just once. It's a one-time food chain. So this thing is... The Man in Black says it was taken from actual literary sources. It's the definition of your universes beyond. Correct. Okay, next up. Let's take a look at... Dan. I didn't know this was originally from Arabian Nights. I don't know where I thought this card came from. Blue for a 4/1. How much does it cost? It's $20. $20. This is...
No, God, please.
For what is this a common? It's a common from Arabian Nights. Dan cannot attack unless opponent has islands in play. Dan is destroyed immediately if at any time you have no islands in play. So it's got island home. This card would be worthless today if it wasn't for an entire fan-made format that completely revolved around it. Now it's like an iconic pop culture sensation within Magic the Gathering, to the point that Wizards just made their own Dan set. They gotta milk those fan-made formats. Gotta milk it. Okay, Toads says, "Can I get a senior citizen discount on a super chat?" No, you get for free. Elephant Graveyard. It's free for seniors on Mondays. Okay, Elephant Graveyard. Land. Tap to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool, or regenerate an elephant or mammoth. You would think that this card is not that bad. I mean, it's a land that like it's a land that actually taps for mana. You could put in an Eldrazi deck. So it's almost like a Strictly Better Wastes, except you can't search it out. So it's a Wastes, plus you can regenerate your elephants and your mammoths. And by the way, I do not know what the best elephants or mammoths are. Of course, the Changeling players. Oh, the Changeling players, they have to have these damn cards. Mammoth, I think, are elephant now. Oh, so they're all the same? What is like the best mammoth in this game? We've barely done anything, Giga. Wizards of the Coast needs to print more elephants. How many elephants are in this game? Text, let's look at, like, we want creature. Elephant. Whoops. I'm just curious how many elephants we have in this game. 85 elephants. Remember, they never forget. Oh, look at we're here. We got the bull elephant. We got the crazed. Oh, the Armadons are elephants. I remember hearing all about the Armadons when I was playing. The excavation elephant. They basically throw an elephant out there. Oh, here's a big one. The Greenbelt. Is it the Greenbelt Rampager over here? Are there any good ones? Anything like just jumps out at us? Not really. Oh, the Loxodon Smiter. They used to be sort of good. Sort of. Oh, Quintorius. I mean, as a planeswalker. Pretty boss. As a creature, not so much. Make sure to put creature. Don't want all those all the elephants to do they have elephant sorceries? I don't think so. Elephants are really niche. Beyond niche. Oh, Trastodon is an elephant. That's commander playable. That's a good point. Okay, elephant graveyard. I would say it's fine. It's fine. Strictly better wastes for some decks. Okay, next up, I'm gonna take super chat from Dangerous One. Back in my day, we'd win by discarding the rook egg. Yeah, can't do that anymore. They closed that loophole big time. They in the patch, the big MTG 2.4 patch. I'm just making that number up. 4 mana for a 0/3. No, I want we need the original printing. That's what it's all about. It looks like a spaceship here. Okay, if Rook Egg, if Rook Egg goes to the graveyard, a Rook, a 4/4 red flying creature comes into play on your side at the end of that turn. Use a counter to represent Rook. Rook is treated exactly like a normal creature, except that if it leaves play, it is removed from the game entirely. And the whole point, the whole thing that people broke about this card is like, if it goes to the graveyard from anywhere, so you just discarded the damn thing, you got your 4/4. That's pretty strong. That's not bad. Imagine being a judge back then. Those cards are so weirdly worded. I think it just functionally worked like that until they fixed it. They've patched it up. For the first true dredge card, yeah, put Rook Egg in graveyard, get 4/4 creature, as if it's like what's it called, a prized amalgam, as if it was a prized amalgam. Or you have 4/4 Narco. Oh yeah, you could mill it into your graveyard. Oh my God, did they have a card limit rule back then? I don't know how many self-mill cards there were back then, though. The Man in Black. I was a judge back then. Usually, common sense ran the day. Usually. That doesn't sound like strict rules enforcement. Well, 80% of the time, we use common sense. 20% of the time, if they talk the talk, then they get to walk the walk. Indiana Jones with Library of Alexandria. My brother used to own this card back in 1998, right before we sold our collection and got out of Magic the Gathering. No!
Oh, God, please, no!
We have to come back. And you can't sell the cards this time. Okay, land. Tap to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool or draw a card from your library. You may use the card drawing ability only if you have exactly 7 cards in your hand. Oh my God, I would so love this to be a card in Commander. Like, why can't I be allowed to just draw a card arbitrarily every single turn for no reason? There's nothing more that gives me like so much satisfaction than drawing cards, because you never know what you're gonna get. You could get a land, you could get a spell, you could get more cards that draw cards. It could be anything. Could be an elephant grasslands, for crying out loud. The most played Arabian Nights card in all of Magic history is Mountain. No, that's true. That's not a card I'm going to look up. I believe that there was not supposed to be any basic lands in this set, and the Mountain squeezed itself in. Or even tap it. Yeah, you could tap it for colorless. You can cast cards with this card. It's pretty garbage in the late game when you're empty-handed, but ooh, early in the game, I just love it. Especially in Commander, like everyone's just dirtling around. No one's doing anything. You keep drawing cards unsuspectedly. Now is the time for Library of Alexandria. Unfortunately, it's banned. It's too bad. Too strong. Where it says people. I don't know. Although I would not be happy if they unbanned it. The card would probably go to like 10 grand or something. Ugh, don't want to deal with that. Kano with Island Fish. Jusconus, not an island. Yet, well, that's not how they advertised it, Kano. So if for 7 mana, you can summon the Island Fish. It's a 6/8 creature. Which, it's funny, if it was templated like this today, you could fetch it out with a Flooded Strand or a Pluto Delta, Misty Rainforest, Steam Vents. But they got rid of the island in the creature box. You can pay triple blue during your untap phase to untap Island Fish. Island Fish cannot attack unless opponent has islands in play. Island Fish is destroyed immediately if at any time you have no islands in play. So it's funny. You know, it's actually pretty balanced. Even if you could cheat this in play by fetching it out. I'll tell you why. Because, like, okay, so you can't play this thing on turn 1. Because it's just going to be dead at your immediately. Because you won't have any islands. Oh, no, but it is an island itself. Oh, that's a conundrum. So that the text was completely redundant. Anytime you have no islands in play, unless they're making reference to basic islands. Why does the island fish need another island? Yeah, exactly. That's sort of what I came to the conclusion. When did they get rid of the island part? So they have revised, still an island. Summer, 4th edition, still an island. 4th edition black border. They never got rid of it. They never got rid of it. At some point, they're like, they revised it to fish. Okay, they're like, this is stupid. Maybe when they invented the flooded strand, they realized, oh, we have a problem. Oh, this is a completely uncalled for interaction. Or maybe when they made Dryad Arbor. Man in Black says, I thought this card was so good because I thought it was blue, blue, blue. Yeah, you can't really see the colorless text at all. My eyesight is so bad I couldn't see the 4 and the mana cost. It's like that for this set, big time. It is big time like that. Okay, card. Is this like... So this was the origins of Island Home. This is where Island Home came into existence. Yeah, I remember big arguments about rules back in the 90s. People... playing with people at local shops. There was no internet to look up a ruling. Oh, I imagine. Oh, man. And then if you're up against somebody with like 100% confidence and 0% humility... I don't know how many times I've been up against people. They're like, they just reiterate the rules completely dead wrong. And they're like, well, that's not how it works at the Pro Tour. And I'm like, dude, you definitely have not been on the Pro Tour. I know the rules a million times better than you. That's why we have judges. And the judges just tells them how it is. They just tell it how it is. Okay, next up, we got Benjamin Berkey with the bottle of Suleiman. What's in that bottle? Some good stuff, hopefully. 4 mana artifact, pay 1, sack it. Flip a coin. Oh, no. We need the... We're reading... Oh my god! We're reading the ancient scripture today, but holy crap, this one got a lot worse. We went from this to this. Okay, pay 1, flip a coin, with opponent calling heads or tails while coin is in the air. If the flip ends up in the opponent's favor, Bottle of Suleiman does 5 damage to you. Otherwise, a 5/5 flying Djinn immediately comes into play on your side. As if they're depicting like some sort of Yu-Gi-Oh episode. Use a counter to represent Djinn. A counter? Djinn is treated exactly like a normal artifact creature, except that if it leaves play, it is removed from the game entirely. No matter how the flip turns out, Bottle of Suleiman is discarded after use. This is like, you know what? They're like, were they making making concepts at this time? Like tokens, phasing. They had no idea how high, way ahead of time they were. Says the man caught cheating in Attorney. I did not get caught cheating in Attorney. I caught my... No, I did not catch myself. I was caught in a misplay. I was talked into it. Okay, I guess they called tokens counters and the counters chips. Yeah, we can't use counters to represent this on this card because we already have counters for tokens. We gotta give it a different name. All right, we'll use chips. Chips, I guess like poker chips or something. They were at Richard Garfield's house and they were just using all sorts of other stupid foreign objects that he had around him. They caught me sneaking the promotional card too. They caught me with this promotional card. I didn't even know I had that damn thing. There was no continuity in card wording back then. Oh, definitely not. Absolutely nothing. All right, and Bottle of Suleiman. What, 5 mana to maybe get a card? Absolutely not. This card is a dud. It's absolute stone cold trash. All right, we're going to take a look at more Arabian Nights cards, but we do have to thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite sponsor. Shipping delay announcements. Yeah, Canada Post is an absolute annoyance. But you know what's not an annoyance? Purchasing from FusionGamingOnline.com. In fact, the deal of the week this week, 20% off all playmats. Beautiful playmats. Get yourself a Magda. Get yourself, what is this? The Dragon Mox. Dragon Moxen. Also, Avatar, The Last Airbender. I think some cards are already available for pre-order. If you keep your eye on them, and as more cards come out, pre-order them. And don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu, though, at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases. And it supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards on Magic Online, my favorite place to playtest Magic the Gathering. Whether it be Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, you can play every deck to prepare for your next event. When you are renting with Mana Traders, you can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_EFC. And back to crazy old Arabian Nights cards. All right, so what do we got? What do we got next? We got a super chat. We have another Fireburn super chat. The rules were so different back then. The stack didn't even exist. Plus the whole hierarchy of instant, interrupt, and mana source. What a mess. Yeah, I never got to experience the instant versus interrupt. As I understood it, like, you just couldn't play an interrupt by itself. You needed to do it in response, I think, to an instant. I think that... actually, what did a counterspell look like? What was the OG counterspell like? Or was it always an instant? No, it was an interrupt back then. It was an interrupt. Okay, so it was only in response to anything on the stack. Oh, yeah, that's right. It needs to be a response to something. Lightning bolt's an instant, because you could just go directly at somebody's face. And that's that. All right, with that super chat, have no misses the interrupts. Let's give the super chat to Dogtarian. Wonder if Aladdin's lamp would actually be better if it were 55 CMC. Isn't there a card that pings the opponent for a mana cost? Okay, 10 mana, artifacts. Pay X, tap. No, we need the original. We need the ancient scripture. Okay, X. Instead of drawing a card from the top of your library, draw X cards, but choose only one to put in your hand. You must shuffle the leftover cards and put them at the bottom of your library. Oh, it's like the ultimate card. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell is this? Oh, it was supposed to be 10 mana, but I guess they couldn't make a 10 mana template thing. 10 mana, that's too big. We'll just put 5 and 5 together. We'll just have to figure it out. Andre reminds us, it used to batch, not stack at the time. Batches were first in, first out too. But once it started doing things, you could not add anything new. Was a 10 too hard to print or what? They didn't have that templating. They had 0 to 9. It's like, they're making cards that cost 10 mana. I wonder what was the first 10 mana card that they successfully printed as 10 mana. They didn't know how to count to 10 yet. Okay, next up. The Jaded. Any of Bazaar of Baghdad's yet? No, actually. So I think this is the most broken of broken cards. This is the single most broken card from this set that has the biggest influence on every format. Bazaar of Baghdad. Land. Tap to take 2 cards from your hand. Sorry. Tap to take 2 cards from your library, after which you must immediately discard 3 cards from your hand to the graveyard. If you don't have 3 or more cards in your hand, discard your whole hand. No spells may be cast between drawing and discarding cards. And I actually don't know how good this card was back then, but of course, as they created the dredge mechanic, that was a massive boost to this card. Because all of a sudden, graveyard decks were at danger. They at danger big time. This became so insane after Ravnica. Was it worthless before Ravnica? Like they did mess with the graveyard a little bit before Ravnica. We had like flashback cards. There were threshold cards, but I don't know if if it was that powerful. But certainly when they invented the dredge mechanic, this thing just took on a whole life of its own. Bizarre Baghdad, virtually worthless, and then suddenly dredge. People used it in combo decks. I would imagine. But how good was it? Because like, it doesn't produce mana. Like that's the downside. And dredge, they don't care. Oh, I have no mana. Well, big deal. I mean, this thing is basically mana by itself. It does everything that they want it to do. Let's say it like that. It could see reanimate and survival fringe play, but it was far from hell. I imagine. Okay, so but we know how it ended up. It's incredibly good, maybe too good. I mean, it's banned in Legacy. It's a force in Vintage. Completely legal in Commander. Probably maybe worthless. Next up, we got Ridley, the Merchant Ship. Compare the creature type change. Okay, summon ship. So blue 0/2. If Merchant Ship attacks and is not blocked, you gain 2 life. Merchant Ship cannot attack unless opponent has islands in play. Merchant Ship is destroyed immediately if at any time you have no islands in play. They should have reprinted this in Mercadian Masks. Because it's Rishida. There's ships over there. We got to bring Island Home back. We got to go back to Rishida, and we're bringing Island Home back. It's a human now? Well, somebody's got to be on that ship. Look at this. Human. I don't know. I don't see any human on here. It might be an autonomous boat. After all, it's magic after all. I'm sure someone can, Gandalf can cast a spell and the boat will just do its own thing on its own. It'll navigate. It's got GPS, built-in GPS with a 5-star navigator. It will get its wares to its port properly. Next, let's take a look at... Oh, John has a super chat. You really love this one. Guardian Beast, no touching my pyramids. This was Arabian Nights as well. Okay, 4 mana for a 2/4. As long as Guardian Beast is untapped, your non-creature artifacts cannot be further enchanted, destroyed, or taken under someone else's control. If something occurs that would destroy the Guardian Beast and artifact simultaneously, the Guardian Beast is destroyed, but your artifacts are not. If an artifact is enchanted or stolen while Guardian Beast is tapped, it remains so while Guardian Beast becomes untapped. What the hell? So what, if it's like an artifact, if it's untapped, you cannot enchant or destroy my non-creature artifacts, if I'm getting this right. As long as this creature is untapped, non-creature artifacts you control can't be enchanted. They have indestructible and other players can't gain control of them. That's right, don't touch my stuff! This guy wakes up and is coming to get you. This art is unreal. Oh, it's very real. Should be in your nightmares. Next, I believe the set has only 86 cards. Oh yeah, it's small. It's super small. Can we do a show where we look at cards that are way too long? I've done that several times now. The super wordy cards, you probably just look it up. Super wordy or super complex. I can't remember how we named those shows. It's hell for me. I gotta read this completely arbitrary long thing of text. Maybe we should do another show where the card is not the original card text just obviously doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Pyramids can't be touched while this is in play. That is correct. That's the idea. Magnum Opus with Kumbaya Witches. Kumbaya Witches. Not Kumbaya. Kumbaya Witches. They look like sisters. It's 2 mana for a 1/3. We're summoning the witches. Tap to do 1 damage to any target. Opponent may also do 1 damage to any target. Oh, an eye for an eye. You choose your target before opponent does, but damage is inflicted simultaneously. So bizarre. It's basically the Bowmasters of its time. It's 2 mana, came down, did nothing, but next turn you can deal 1 damage to everything. It's probably really strong back then. A lot of 1 toughness cards back then. They didn't make creatures very big and chunky back in the day. Next up, okay, who doesn't have a card yet? We got Desu with the Ring of Maruf. The Ring of Maruf, 5 mana from mono artifacts. That means we can cast this, activate this activated ability a million times. Pay 5. Instead of drawing a card from the top of your library, select one of your cards from outside the game. That sounds insane. This card can be this card can be any card you have that you're not using in your deck. Or that for some reason has left the game. Ring of Maruf is removed from the game entirely after use. Pay 5, tap, exile this artifact. The next time you draw a card this turn, instead put a card you own from outside the game into your hand. This actually looks useful. So if you need extra like ways of grabbing cards from outside the game, useless in Commander, right? Because you don't have an outside the game. Outside the game is, oh no, you do. I guess some would have. In very casual environments, there is an outside the game, which is like your binder, anything in the store that you can buy. Oh, sorry. Poly meant you could activate it an infinite number of times. Mono means it has to tap. Okay, that's correct. It does tap. God, that was confusing back then. Super confusing. Yeah, 10 mana. Hey, 10 mana. 10 mana to go get a card from your sideboard. That's the card from the side. Sorry, not sideboard. From outside the game. Literally can get like one of 200,000 cards. Actually, back then it was like only of a few hundred. So there weren't that many sets back then. Turiat with the King Suleiman. Did we look? No, we looked at a different Suleiman. A lot of Suleimans back then. This king looks miserable as F. Just absolutely terrible. Okay, we have a 2 mana 1/1. Can get killed by the Kumbai Witches. Tap to destroy an Efreet or Djinn. That seems pretty powerful. So, we got the Circle of Life here. King Suleiman can destroy Juzam Djinn, right? Juzam Djinn can beat Kumbai Witches. And Kumbai Witches can destroy King Suleiman. So we have the entire Circle of Life over here. It's perfect, actually. It's been a long day, okay? Give him a break. It's possible that he's breaking all day. That's his life. This card would be busted in... Oh, Arabian Nights Limited? Yeah, probably. It's like a first pick. You gotta scoop up that King Suleiman. This guy hates the Prismari College. I don't get it. King Suleiman talked to demons and knew forbidden knowledge and stuff. Oh, so basically King Suleiman is like the second face of that meme. People who don't know and people who know, like the more freaked out version. He knows too much. Adam with Aladdin. Not the Disney version though. Aladdin 4 mana 1/1. A human rogue. Oh, hold on. Let's look at the original though. Okay, 3 mana and tap to take control of an artifact from opponent. Artifact is returned when Aladdin is removed from play and when the game ends. How does this work? Tap, gain control. Oh, so you can repeatedly tap Aladdin over and over and over again to grab more stuff. That's impressive. That is not useless. It's very expensive though. This card does not have haste. But you're in a red deck, so maybe you can gain some haste. We got Neon with we can have Spider-Man in every Marvel comic, but we can't have Return to Rabia. We can't go back to Rabia. That we can't go back, and we can't go back to Rishta for some reason. The Big Squig with Old Man of the Sea. Covered in seaweed, really. Always thought this guy's sort of creepy. 3 mana for a 2/3. Tap to gain control of a creature with power no greater than Old Man's power. Old Man of the Sea. Go check out Old Man. If Old Man becomes untapped, you lose control of this creature. You may choose not to untap Old Man as normal. You also lose control of the creature if Old Man dies, or if the creature's power becomes greater than Old Man's. I mean, basically, you have to be weaker than Old Man. Don't be stronger than Old Man. Old Man still got some muscle on those bones. And you can have multiple Aladdins because there are no legends. I'm sure Aladdin was a really popular name back then. So there could be a bunch of Aladdins. Who said that was a very specific person? That was just Aladdin, the person. I mean, to be fair, like everyone in this set probably should be legendary. This probably should have been like the first Kamigawa set, where it was literally just like a bunch of legends against a bunch of other legends. Okay, next up. I guess we're at no 2 card yet territory. El Winter, Curd Ape. Curd Ape. I don't have much to say about this card, except it's aged very poorly. Red for a 1/1. Curd Ape gets +1/+2 if you have any forests in play. I swear, actually, it saw some niche legacy and modern play, like, not recently. Like, it had to have been, like, 10 or 12 years ago. Made, like, at the tiniest resurgence, and then it was gone. Rice with the Oasis. Here in the 4th half, let's crank through a bunch of cards, everybody. Oasis. I love lands. I don't like this one, though. It doesn't add mana, and its ability is really crappy. Tap to prevent 1 damage to any target. Hey, congratulations. You saved yourself 1 damage. The set is 99% garbage and Bazaar of Baghdad, Library of Alexandria, and Drop of Honey. You are wrong! We can prove it with Nikachu's calculator. All right, how many cards are in this set? There are 86 cards in this set. So but based on your own account of those 3 solid cards, the Bazaar of Baghdad, the Library of Alexandria, and the Drop of Honey, if we divide that by the 86 cards in this set, that gives us, after we multiply, 3.5% of this set is at least good. That means if we subtract by 100, that means the amount of garbage in this set is only about 96.5%, rounded up to 97% is way less than 99%. So the math speaks for itself. Yeah, we did the calculation. Welcome, Snowy Nako. Welcome. I do read a lot of ridiculous stuff. Oh my, what is this? Benjamin Berge, the Island of Whack Whack. Sounds sus. It is very sus. The person's going to the island. What are they going to do on that island? I mean, I guess you have to go and find out. Okay, land, tap. The power of target creature with flying becomes 0 until end of turn. That sounds useless. It's like a really situational... It's a hyper-situational Maze of Eth. It doesn't even tap for mana. Super useless. Among Us? Well, it's not that suspicious. Here, I'll give you the Among Us sound effect. I have one. Read the flavor text. Do you like the flavor text? The Island of Whack... Oh, let's do the original. The Island of Whack Whack, home to a tribe of winged folk, is named for a peculiar fruit that grows there. The fruit looks like a woman's head, and when ripe, speaks the word whack. What the hell? What is even going on now? Check the ruling. Which ruling? This is not an island. Oh, because it's called an island. That's funny. Who would have made that mistake? You know, honestly, when you're like a noob, you just try to put you will blend any sort of you'll take any interpretation that will let you do the thing that you want to do. So I could totally see like noob players cracking Misty Rainforest and getting an Island of Whack Whack. That is definitely whack. Okay, next up. Let's look at Kano. I attack with my 20 flying men. I believe that is like sort of a staple in old school or not old. Yeah, old school. Is old school and 93, 94 the same thing, or are those two different formats? So for, I think old school is a bunch of the old sets, but 93, 94 is specifically stuff from 93, 94. But I might not be right. I could be wrong. Flying Man Blue 1/1 flyer. That's it. It's not bad, honestly. A 1/1 flyer back then. That was good stuff. Any flying creatures were good back then. Yeah, the island is not an island. True story. David Sampson, Desert Twister. Oh, and the whack. Well, now I make it a 0/1 until end of turn. what a use out of it. Desert Twister originally, is the art different later? It feels like this is the same picture. They just removed the couple here. I guess they got sucked up in the Twister anyway. 6 mana sorcery. Destroy any card in play. It's a good limited card. Like, it's incredibly flexible. Outside of that, but 6 mana. It's garbage. 6 mana for removal? Absolutely not. John with the super chat. Thank you very much for your super chat, John. The Sandals of Abdullah. Look, you got to stay in fashion, all right? You know, there was this funny clip I saw on Twitter. Someone randomly was at a fashion show, and they literally just put a bunch of garbage bags on themselves, and then stepped out on the walkway, and then walked down. And no one blinked or anything like that. They just thought that, you know, that was the fashion. That's how weird fashion can get. Like, when you start assuming someone wearing a bunch of garbage bags is the latest hot fashion. Anyway, bodyguard came in and swept the guy away. So they weren't there for too long. Anyway, yeah, do you know what? These are fancy little sandals. You want to make sure that you're looking pretty good when you're up against the Djinns. The Sandals of Abdullah, 4 mana. For a mono artifact. So we got to tap this one. For 2 mana, it gives 1 creature Island Walk ability until end of turn. Wow, they were really buffing Island Walk back then. If that creature is destroyed before end of turn, so are the Sandals. What the hell does these Sandals do with Island Walk? Creature gains Island Walk? That has nothing to do with Island Walk. Yeah, not pretentious at all. It's just the style of the time, that's all. Toriat, City of Brass. It's Abdullah Nikachu. They thought, all right, it's Abdullah. Let's say it was the Sandals of Abdullah. Next, we got the OG City of Brass. City of Brass is a land. Tap to add 1 mana of any color of your mana pool. You suffer 1 damage whenever City of Brass becomes tapped. This is, interestingly, the it's a land that damages you on the stack. So you can tap it for mana. The damage goes on the stack, but then you can cast spells in response. So this is like a pain land that if you're at 1 life, you can actually tap this for mana and cast spells in response because you don't suffer immediately, Benjamin Berkey. You suffer once it resolves. Your suffering isn't immediate. It wasn't confusing if you knew what mono and poly meant. Oh, there's... Well, of course, yeah, nothing's confusing if you know how everything works. That's not how it works, but that's not how everything works. Now, does it? This card still sees play in pre-modern. I'm sure it sees play in like 93, 94. And I'm pretty sure like Commander players still like this card. It's not that bad, really. Still, Wooburgland is a Wooburgland. This was a staple in almost every multicolor deck back in the day. Yep. No pain, no gain. And you will take the pain to get that gain. Oh boy, with the Sorceress Queen. No way. Why am I giving you a super chat sound effect? You got that for free. Sorceress Queen. You didn't pay me nothing. All right, 3 mana for a 1/1. Tap to make another creature 0/2 until end of turn. Treat this exactly as if the numbers in the lower right of the target card were 0/2. What? All special characteristics and enchantments on the creature are unaffected. What? All special characteristics and enchantments? Oh, so everything is the same except it becomes a 0/2? What the hell does this card do? Human Wizard. Tap. Target creature other than this creature has base power and toughness 0/2 until end of turn. Okay. Everything stays the same. The special powers! The special powers, everybody. Did we do a lens ring? Aladdin's... Maybe we didn't. No, we didn't, actually. One of the greatest burn spells. It's a... not really burn spells, but, you know, repeatable burn damage. 8 mana for a mono artifact, so we gotta tap it. And then pay 8, tap. Do 4 damage to any target. I wonder if that was any good in casual play. It was like the cursed, was it the cursed scroll of its time? Sink all your money into the sea. I used to think Flying Carpet was good. Maybe we should have like a show about like bad cards we thought were good. And now we look back and like, wow, those cards were so bad. They were never good. That sounds like a good show, actually. Bad cards we thought were good. There we go. It's gonna be sweet. Special characteristics different than powers. Yeah, and what's the difference? So like what happens to the special powers? Do the special powers get changed? Indiana Jones. You really want that mountain? Yeah, I can't just easily look it up. Text. You want card name, mountain, and then we have to look up Arabian Nights. Set. Arabian Nights. Okay, a fun fact. A basic mountain was the only basic land printed in Arabian Nights due to a printing error. How do you accidentally print a mountain? Like, what kind of printing error is that? They printed a whole card with art and everything. Oops. So I don't understand how they say that could be a printing error. Was that supposed to be like another set? And so like there's a few extra mountains in this set and a few extra less mountains from another set. I'd have $1 million playing from 95 to 98 and being 10 to 12 years old. You don't want $1 million. Christopher B, suggestion from last week's worst mechanics. So Desert Nomads. Desert Nomads are back. 3 mana 2/2. Desert Walk. Desert Nomads are immune to damage done by deserts. They're like, what are those people in the Star Wars? Those desert people. I can't remember. From episode 4. I mean, they've been in other episodes though. Were they just called the Sand People? It honestly sounds rude. Sounds very rude. The Tuscan is that it? The Tuscan Raiders. I think that's right. Yeah, that's the Tuscan Raiders. There we go. That's what I see here. It's the Tuscan Raiders of Magic the Gathering. Oh, maybe the Jawas as well. No, I'm sure there's a lot of different names for the people on, what is it, Tatooine? Tatooine, the desert planet. How did anything live on Tatooine? It was just a bunch of desert. Come the desert, you idiots! Come the desert! Andre, they didn't need basic lands, so they were pulled from the sheets and replaced with other cards. Extra copies of the cards designed for all the sets. All bar one on the common sheet, which was missed. Oops. Which is a bit stupid, actually. Back then, they still didn't have enough basic lands, I don't think. You have to keep pulling out those basic lands. Colorless Pip visibility is terrible. Oh yeah, you can't see it on any of these cards. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Toad's Diamond Valley. Jawas are the hooded, short people with the glowing eyes. Oh yeah, I guess there's two different types of sand people, or the people of the desert. Okay, Diamond Valley, land, tap, sack a creature. Oh, we did oh, sorry, we did this one. We did this one. You sack the creature, you get the manas. Desu! Let's make Nikachu look at it too. The Hasran Ogress. Ugh, I remember this. Oh yes, it's Hasran! 2 mana for a 3/2 Ogre. Unless you pay 2 mana each time Hasran Ogress attacks, Hasran Ogress deals 3 damage to you. Useless! Just completely useless. I guess the only... so the true point of this card is... to get through the Kumbai Witches. You can definitely get through the Kumbai Witches. Fireburn with the Super Chat! New show idea, our favorite cards that are one word. I'm gonna look up how many. I have no idea how to look that up. Okay, maybe we could do something like that. It's possible. Don't forget your well. I have to admit, Fireburn, I did forget about it, but I didn't forget about it at the end. I got it. Oh, we're gonna have to donate that super chat. Let's give it to Mapias with Desert Twister. We did this. We did this one as well. All of a sudden, we're doing we've so many of these that we've done twice. Bird Maiden. Three mana for 1/2 flyer. Wow, this is bad. I mean, this is maybe one of the worst cards ever. 3 mana for just a 1/2 flyer. Okay, wait, worst card ever is like maybe a bit harsh, but I mean it's strictly worse than all the 2/2 flyers. Although this is a flying creature in red, a bit unusual. Fish liver oil, is that really a card? It is. It actually even has a very, the picture looks like some sort of advertisement. Come get your fish liver oil. 2 mana enchantment. Target creature gains island walk ability. Well, I don't need to give that to... I guess I could give it to Lord of Atlantis. I was about to say, Lord of Atlantis doesn't need that, but actually Lord of Atlantis doesn't give himself island walk. Bingo alert, Hasran Ogre Waifu. Oh, good God. Next up, we got the Big Squig Jeweled Bird. '93, '94 was the original old school format. Oh, thanks for letting us know, Daniel. Oh, is this an ante card? Yes. The Age of the Ante. 1 mana mono artifact. To draw a card and exchange Jeweled Bird for your contribution to the ante. Your former contribution goes to your graveyard. Remove this card from your deck before playing if you are not playing for ante. I wonder, are there enough old school people out there like talk about like how much they lost or won through like antes back then? That sounds so bad to introduce this type of thing. Like, yeah, let's introduce gambling to kids. This is going to be an awesome idea. I wonder if they can even talk about it anymore. Are there any, like, any interviews with, like, Richard Garfield or anyone who worked on, like, Alpha, Beta, and Arabian Nights to talk about, like, why the hell did ante exist? I had ante cards, but never did the ante. Ante your best card, use this, and bring it back from the graveyard. Christopher B says, the one-word name show, use exclamation point in Scryfall. Stick an exclamation point in front of the search term. It looks for the exact name. Oh, that's actually useful if I'm looking up something like Fury. In the front or the back? Maybe we need to be in the front. I hate looking up cards like Fury and I can't find the damn thing. Oh, it worked. It worked. Fantastic. Keep that. That's a hack I gotta live with going into the future. It's gonna save me a lot of time. I think they said it was to help even out matches with people with overpowered cards. You can start grabbing some of them. Oh my god. Yeah, but you know, actually, I don't think that works out. I'll tell you why. I think it's a very rich gets richer, the poor gets poorer type of thing. Because if somebody has like way more powerful cards and you're playing for anti, you are like almost certainly going to lose. Like I don't even think the odds are in your favor. Like back then, the decks and cards were so powerful that you just completely wipe someone off the floor. If they have powerful cards and you don't, you're screwed. All right, you hear me? You're absolutely screwed. But fascinating that you even talked about it at all. Next. They get 20 flying men, I get 1 black lotus. It's like you just, I mean, I guess yeah, if you bring a 20 flying men deck, I guess at some point maybe you win because I don't think you could mulligan back then. So yeah, I guess maybe the 20 flying men deck could win just by random chance. The ante was the top card of your library and you didn't even know until the game was over what card you anted. That sort of sucks. MTG was originally conceived as like a board game, so your decks from like starters and some boosters would be relatively equal. Well, obviously not. If I'm not mistaken, says Toilet Duck, there's at least one situation where Wizards of the Coast decided to reuse a card's artwork and bort the card to your rank. Oh, really? So like what, a card got banned because of anti, but they decided to reuse the art. I'm speculating. Indiana Jones. And some of the anti-cards are the most powerful cards in the game. Oh yeah, Contract from Below. That card's completely insane. Okay, John wants to look at more cards. Earn Ham Dejin. Niriden says, I'm fairly certain that anti was illegal in most parts of the world. I imagine. We've got... So what was Arabian Nights? Okay, 4 mana for a 4/5 Djinn. During your upkeep, you may choose one of your opponent's non-wall creatures in play. Until your next upkeep, that creature gains the Force Walk ability. What? If the opponent has no creatures, ignore this effect. During your upkeep, you must choose one of opponent's non-wall creatures. Oh, you're giving one of their creatures unblockable because you're going to give it Forest Walk. Fascinating. It's a pretty strong creature. I think this card's pretty good. Toads. Army of Allah. Your all-time favorites. They're ready for war around here. 3 mana instant. All attacking creatures gain +2/+0 until end of turn. On the day of victory, no one is tired. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Get a big victory under your belt. Wait, you gonna go to sleep? No, you're gonna celebrate. Makes a lot of sense. No, you're thinking of another card. This one's perfectly perfectly legal. 100% legal. We love the Army of Allah. Next. Chief, we got a couple kids playing anti. Book them. Yeah, good old gambling and Magic the Gathering. Ooh, Daniel, Singing Tree. Was that a life gain card? I want to say that was a life gain card. From Arabian Nights. 4 mana, 0/3. Tap to reduce an attacking creature's power to 0. Okay, you didn't technically gain life. But in some sense you did, because a penny saved is a penny earned. John wants Abu Jafar. Abu! Okay, it's a white 0/1. Out of curiosity, is this... I guess this is the Abu... Is this the Abu that, like, Disney made the monkey out of? If Abu dies without regenerating, while participating in an attack or defense. All creatures Abu is blocking or blocked by are also killed and may not regenerate. I have no idea what I just read. When this creature dies, destroy all creatures blocking or blocked by it. Okay, that actually makes a whole lot more sense. Deeper says, Ante was not illegal in most parts of the world in 1994. Wizards of the Coast just didn't want to deal with the optics of kids gambling overtly. So, wait, so it's fine if they're gambling a little bit, but, like, if they're going over the board, that's a problem. You know, everyone can have a little bit of gambling as a treat. No, especially when you're, like, opening booster packs, am I right? Okay, we have both Toads and Fireburn wants Jihad. This is one of the... I don't think it's culturally insensitive because of... They didn't give a good explanation to this one. I don't think it's because of the art. So this is triple white enchantment. Choose a color. As long as opponent has cards of this color in play, all the white creatures gain +2/+1. Jihad must be discarded immediately if at any time opponent has no cards of this color in play. I don't religiously understand this card, so can't explain why it ended up getting thrown to the rank of the Magic the Gathering banned list, but it went there. There were some people who got really offended by this. They were saying like Wizards was taking this out of religious context, but no, I can't speak on it. Is the card any good? And choose a color and opponent. White creatures get +2/+1 as long as the chosen player controls a non-token permanent of the chosen color. So you're like, I choose black. You got a bunch of black creatures. I choose red. You got a bunch of red creatures. My army gets bigger. Oh, it's just the name. The name got it banned. This is the forbidden card. I think it's one of many forbidden cards. Is it the only forbidden card from this set? Okay, what else do we got here? Jonathan wants El Hadja? What the hell? Aha! We got El Haya. I know I'm butchering this name badly. Okay, 3 mana for a 1/1. You gain 1 life for every point of damage El Haya inflicts. Anyway, was this like the earliest version of Lifelink? This might like be a very, very early version of Lifelink. That's poor lighting, very poor. The Lifelink boss, the original Lifelinker. Was there a Lifelinker before our buddy L over here? 3 mana for a 1/1 with 1/1 Lifelink. Okay. Chris seems very, very underwhelmed. Man, that mana cost is so hard to read. Oh yeah, oh the mana cost. I mean, I guess in black it's even worse. Everything looks so transparent. Everything looks so transparent. Okay, John wants Magnetic Mountain. What the hell is Magnetic Mountain? 3 mana for a 1/1 Lifelink is awful. Well, maybe back then it was okay. It's better than it looks. Okay, we want the Ancient Scripture. Okay, 3 mana for an enchantment called Magnetic Mountain. Oh, it's literally, it's like the mountain of Magneto. Blue creatures do not untap as normal during their untap phases. Players must spend 4 generic for each blue creature they wish to untap. This cost must be paid in addition to any other untap cost a given blue creature may already require. I don't understand this. Why is this hating on blue creatures? Oh, because of the ships. The ship's anchors are being drawn because of the magnets. Back in my day, you played a 3 mana 1/1 with lifelink and you said thank you. You said thank you back then. Why is that ring flying towards it? Rigs are never magnetic unless they're fake. Oh wow, it took all the nails from probably the ship. The ship. Okay, Indiana Jones wants Serendib Efreet. I think we did this one, though. Fun fact, when they reprinted this card and revised, they used the wrong artwork of if Biff Efreet. The Fools! Serendib Efreet. Maybe we didn't do this one. Scryfall's crapping out on me all of a sudden. Jay says, my Arab friend recently started MTG and I showed him Jihad. He genuinely laughed for a bit. Okay, we got Serendib Efreet. I like this card. Oh, this thing's sick. It's a 3-mana 3/4 flyer. It deals 1 damage to you during your upkeep. These cards were way simpler back then. This card looks nice too. It's obviously, I don't know, is it that bad today? Like maybe 3 mana for a 3/4 is pretty beefy, and it flies. Like I'm just thinking, what's it? Mantis Rider is like a 3/3 for 3 mana with vigilance and haste. This doesn't have vigilance or haste, but it's a 3/4 that can block it. Not that that card even sees play anymore. Great art. I don't really like the art, to be honest. I think it's disgusting. I think this is completely disgusting. Is this a lamp? It's not even a... It's a vase or a vase or something. Is this better than the Dijin from the beginning of the video? Well, not in a race. In the race, I think you're gonna get you're gonna get crushed. Absolutely crushed. Okay, Toads, Camel. It's Camel. It's got bending. All creatures attacking in a band with Camel are immune to damage done by deserts. That's great. That's a big buff. We needed that buff. Niridin, it says, does Arabian Nights set count as Universes Beyond for 1001 nights? Well, I mean, that's a bit debatable, but I would say yes. This was one of the original Arabian Nights things. But you know what? You know what makes Universes Beyond fine? Magic. You need to keep the magic in Magic the Gathering. That's why, like, Arabian Nights gets a pass. You've got, what's it called? Lord of the Rings gets a pass. I would even say Final Fantasy gets a bit of a pass. But when it gets like Spider-Man and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Furby, those are not getting passes because there's no magic in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's mutagen, but there's no magic. That's how they got. They're taking the. It's a problem when you get rid of the magic in Magic the Gathering. Let's look at one more card. We did Guardian Beast, Diamond Valley. We did all those, actually. We did all of them. We did Sorcerer's Queen. No, this is a bad one. That's a bad one. The Stone Throwing Devils. You want me to get banned? You want me to get banned? I don't remember what it does. Is Furby still a thing? I had one of those as a kid, and I still have nightmares. Well, Hasbro's gonna try to bring it back, that's for sure. Really enjoy the older set reviews. Hope to see more in the near future. You know, once in a while. Okay, we have Manny Matson, no card yet. City. Oh, we did City of Brass. I mean, 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had some magic sometimes. Really? Who did anything magical? I thought, like, everything was very scientific. Let's get... Did we do Sandstorm? Hold on, everyone wants Brass Man. Let's look at Brass Man. There he is. Why is there even a Brass Man? It's Tony Stark. 1 mana artifact. Brass Man does not untap as normal. You must pay 1 during your untap phase to untap it. Wow, 1 mana, 1/3. Broken! Just absolutely broken. They had to balance it out with this cumulative upkeep almost of 1 mana. Benjamin is something of a different type of man over here. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope everyone had a lot of fun. We looked down memory lane of the original Universes Beyond. As usual, you want to be part of the show, be here, please, at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time and be a part of it. Not to mention, thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, thank you so much, my coffee crew, for being here today. People like David Sampson, Kano, we got Neridin, Pedgeman. Pedgeman was here the entire time. Indiana Jones, Benjamin Berkey. We got Bell, Jess, Mappius, Pabno, Asuf, the Big Squig, Bob Talks Bridge, Little Deadfly, Indiana Jones, DLA, Fireburn, millions of super chats, Maddie Matson, Justin, Toads, Benovsky, Bell's trying to get in a card for some reason, and Snowy Nako, and as usual, my coffee crew. Keep brewing them coffees, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.